So, hi all, welcome. We are again streaming live on the Chit-Chat. Today it looks like it's just me and Katja, so we will see how long this is going to be live. But, maybe Garrett or Relbot will be joining in later. We will see.
Hi everybody. Haven't been online for a while. Let some people join in.
That's hi Skull, yeah. It's great to have you again. Again streaming live on the Chit-Chat. Today it looks like it's
So I had to shut off my YouTube audio. Excuse me.
I first thought it was mine, so I was already
Something
looking which window it was.
Yeah, so I don't know with or without glasses because at the moment my eyes are so bad. It's I hope that this reverses.
Yeah.
Everything seeing everything blurred. At least the light is good because I put a big panel in front of me high enough so the camera should be better today. So offline we just talked about the weather station, Paul.
Yeah.
You told me that you use a different programming software before you use Blink.
Yeah, at first in the stream, last Friday, yeah, it was Friday. I used Blinky, I think it was called, and yeah, basically that works, but it isn't. Yeah, it isn't that great. And if you want to extend it with more data types and things like that, you actually need to pay more for it. So I think I paid €2 or something like that for this first setup, and that worked. And I actually got data into there. But now I switched over to ThinkSpeak, it's called. And yeah, now I just have a few nice graphs, and it shows basically the last day of data in a nice dashboard. So that works out really nice. That's
Okay. And you said that because I bought the same mystery kit, and I've assembled some computers. I messed around with Arduino, but only firmware-wise. Getting things uploaded to yeah to my printer, but I never programmed anything. I didn't know everything.
It is just one small thing that you need to change. Basically, replacing the text Blinky with ThinkSpeak, and then it just works. The only other problem I had was that it was looking like it was going to sleep, and then it never came out.
Yeah.
But there was a small mistake that it came out after, I think if I remember correctly, 30 minutes. So then it started sending data again. But that was just replacing, I think, a 5 with a 0, and then that worked as well.
Okay.
So I get,
if you
I
could
now
give
get data
that would
every.
be nice.
Sorry, what?
So it would be nice if you could give us a guide which lines to exchange, because
Yeah, I am planning on actually making a small video, the things I did, and from what I didn't understand from the instructions. Were a few things that they were understandable after a while, but not that easy. So I will make a short video making that, and also probably somewhere publish the modified code I am using now, and also instructions on how to set up the ThinkSpeak, because you also need to make some changes in that. It is working, and yeah, it looks pretty nice.
Okay. Yeah, so I cannot work on anything at the moment because I'm really busy. In the background, you hear with my prusa printing some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm printing also some to showcase 3D printing. I have only 1 week now left, 1.5 weeks left to get prepared for the Designers Open. There's an exhibition going on in Leipzig every year, and so it's this AGD. It's the Alliance of German Designers. Was kind enough to invite me as their guest. so they're paying everything for me, and so I made some keychains for them, with a logo.
Oh, those came out really nice.
Yeah, and I'm so happy to have the Prusa because on all the other printers that I have, they don't have a Touch Pro, and they don't give me a consistent slice first layer. But here you can turn around every one of these tiles and it has perfect first layer. Which is
And
really
you just use the color switching for the colors, it looks like.
yes, yeah. So once I'm back, I will hang up the palette that I have onto it to start with the multicolor stuff. But I have simply no time. And the other thing I've been working the last days on is from my husband's ex-partner. They had a advertising company together, and she gave me my first order.
Nice.
She wants a tile done with something on it, and she just gave me the STL file, and I printed it with a resin printer. I made a silicone foam over it, and then I filled it out with plaster. I am not allowed to show you this because it's a commercial product.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was really prototyping, and then tomorrow I have to set. It really took so much time. I have no time for project and no time for the weather station. It's such a pity.
That's well. I think it was really nice to make it. I think I spent 2 hours or something like that on the stream, and probably another 4 hours yesterday. And just a bit debugging, getting it to work. I needed to solder in the solar panel that's over here, but because it's now inside, it doesn't really charge, but it doesn't use that much battery actually. I think since yesterday it is not that much empty. So I'm just going to leave it here like this and then see how long the battery actually stays like it, because it looks like it will be staying without charge for a long time, and that's really nice.
Okay. I love the color choice. Normally it's not a masculine color.
Yeah. It really came out nicely, especially the sides here. That is just so nice how it came out. It's normally I don't like pink, but this worked out really nicely.
So were these little samples that you had, or?
No, it were just full rolls of filaments, and it were 3 rolls of pink and 1 roll of red. I think the red was a glittery red with some glitters in there, and it was 1 Matter Hackers build PLA pink, 1 Dutch filaments is it called, or MCPP now, pink as well, and the red was also from them. And another one from, I think, Make a Point, and that's a local distributor of filament here in the Netherlands. So just different shades of pink and a bit red. So that came out really nicely, and it just works. And one is nearly white, so but you can see a bit of pink in there. And one is really dark, so that works out really nicely.
And did you set the palette on random, or what did you do?
Yeah, I just set it on random mode on the palette itself, so I didn't do any slicing in canvas or anything else. So I just choose on the palette for a random mode with 4 inputs, and the filament length that's Prusa slices showed, and a bit more, so that worked out nicely. I think I put 5 meters more in as Prusa slices said, and I just stopped the palette when it was done with printing. So that worked out really nice.
So you let the palette produce the filament?
Yes.
And then without printing? And then
it was just directly connected in the printer, but I didn't slice it in canvas. I just choose on the menu for random mode and just set all the settings there.
So you encourage me to try it too?
Yeah, it's really easy. You don't need to set it up on the specific printer. You can just put it directly on any printer without for this setup because it doesn't need any calibration because it's not pinging back or something like that. So yeah, well, I use my Prusa MK02, so it was already set up for that. But if I use my CR10, it would have worked as well. So that will be just working out of the box.
Okay. So you encourage me to give it a try the next 1.5 weeks.
Yeah.
To print at space, I think the people will be thrilled to see multicolor.
Yeah,
so it's not precisely set up in a certain area.
I would just put it on the Prusa and then from there work out. It should be really easy to do. That's
okay.
And there is just a menu option somewhere, I can't remember right now, but I think it's called random, and then you choose the amount of inputs you want to use. I just used 4 of them, and from there it works.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I've just switched over to YouTube now, and normally my quality is really shitty. Excuse me. But today it seems to be quite okay. Does it have to do with us using Skype or?
Yeah, it might be using Skype because you just send your signal to me, and from there I'm streaming. So that might actually help a bit. But
okay. Okay, so it's not my internet. We're using your internet also for me. So
yes.
It's not myself. So if I would stream over Skype,
yeah, I am using basically my full internet connection. I have a 25 Mbit internet connection, and I'm nearly using that completely. So you need to have this way. You will need to have a proper internet connection to do this. That's.
Yeah.
But the quality is really nice actually. It requires a bit of setup because I have now a laptop and my desktop running. On one I'm called in just as myself, and on the second one I use to stream to YouTube. That's also partly why it is that internet heavy.
Mm-hmm. So how many people can attend such a
I have no basically the limit that Skype says. But we had like 4 last week, and then I can fit everyone within the right side of the screen to show the small miniatures. So if you do a lot more, then that might be a bit more difficult. But there's also something to for a solution. But I have no idea if Skype has a limit for being in a group chat.
Okay. Yeah, so let's see what we all stream together. Let's say 5 or 6 persons. What it looks like.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. So what else did I want to ask? Oh, did you watch some footage of Earth?
I did watch the stream from Tom yesterday for a bit, but because the quality was really bad, I stopped watching.
Me too.
It was just every second it was gone for a bit, and I didn't really want to watch like that. So that was really unfortunate. And it didn't see much more of it actually. I would love to see more, but I think both Joe and Tom will make videos very soon.
So Skull.
And I would love to go next year, but
Yeah, we should all go. Because next year
I need to find the money for it.
Yeah,
that's most of the problem. Yeah.
Next year, I hope I'm really ready to have some jewelry finished.
Yeah,
because that's my next project to start with a burnout test and then printing jewelry and casting it, and then afterwards, hopefully, I'll be good enough to create my own jewelry, which I can then make.
And, I will need to see next year. I also want to go to Malta to the Maker Fair there.
Oh,
and Joe is
make one?
Joe Joe is organizing that.
Ah,
So
okay.
um, and I want to go to Sweden and then to Murph or Earth, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that,
I,
that's not
yeah, I
that's not
heard that
going all happen in a year.
yeah.
That's
So I think we have to decide for one of those. Merck was very crowded this year,
yeah.
but said that they're gonna change to another location.
Yeah, I heard that, and
Mm.
I will see. I was looking at the videos now from Earth, and it didn't look that busy, and I kind of preferred it. So I might just there. It's
Yeah. You know, the tables are further apart, and from what I could see is that almost all the tables were occupied,
yeah,
which wasn't the case last year. I think last
it's
year 75 to 80% of
it's
the whole thing was occupied. The rest of the tables were empty.
oh yeah,
No, it
that's
was the first one, and now that I think the companies and the creators they see that it's popular and it makes sense, and then they
yeah, and
can
then they are coming more.
press
We
something.
saw the same at Sweden. The first year we were there, it was much more quiet as the second year. That was a
Yeah.
really big difference.
Mhm.
That
When I was there, was it the second
yeah,
year?
that was the second year they did it, but this year was much more busy as last year.
Oh,
It's
really?
yeah,
Okay.
it's and yeah, I just love going there. It are really great people over there, and that's one I for sure want to go. But yeah, it really depends on money and when it is actually. So we will see how it's going.
You know what? We should print ourselves a piggy bank, and then every day we have to calculate how many euro we have to throw in there.
Yeah, that's
Hmm. Maybe €5 every day.
yeah. So
Do you
well,
think that makes
it
sense?
depends on the amount of alcohol we drink, I guess. That was actually the
Uh,
biggest bill this year. It's
okay. Yeah. The second year, I think you brought a lot of beer by yourself, and then they forbid it. I
yeah.
guess
Well,
that's
the first year, E3D bought a lot of beer and things like that. So we got a lot of from them, and they didn't do it this year because they had
yeah.
spent a bit too much on
Yeah.
alcohol. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think they
that's
were not aware of what it costs in Sweden, that the prices are even higher than in
yeah.
America.
The prices are crazy there. That's really
Okay.
and yeah, well, but it will be really expensive for you to go there. That's yeah, but it's basically every event. It will be expensive for you. That's
You know what? We should, Gareth. Have you ever been to the Maker Faire or hang? No, I don't know what you call it there in Australia. I
that's
think they don't have any Maker Faire now anymore. They should also have like Earth, something like that. Do they? Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm not sure if there are that many people actually in Australia doing this kind of things, but
Oh,
I hear more from Europe and United States. But yeah,
what? In Australia, it costs 3,000 Australian dollars.
yeah, probably to get to Sweden, that might
No,
sound right. Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, Australia, from Australia to Sweden, yes, but I'm asking now Australia and Australia. Is there anything going on there related to 3D printing,
That's
uh, like Earth or Mirth, that would be worthwhile attending? Because they don't have any Maker Faire anymore.
well, there still can be maker fashion. It's
Oh, we
just
haven't had one
it's
yet, but I think Leo is trying to organize one. Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be great. And I think the 3D printing community in Australia is very strong, isn't it?
that's yeah. I'm not that sure, but it might be. It's, but I think or that I think there still will be maker fairs. It just won't be organized by Make, but I think there still will be third parties creating events like that. For example, we had Maker Fair Eindhoven here in the Netherlands a few weeks ago, and you have much more others. So these are not really related to the bankruptcy of Make.
Okay. I thought that all of them stopped.
No, it was just they were just I think paying a license fee to make. So I'm not sure how that goes, but I think they will be continuing or in a different name or something like that. But
Okay.
the local ones will continue. That
Okay. Yeah. So otherwise, I would have skipped everything to attend one in Australia because I always
yeah,
wanted to go to Australia.
that's. I do love the wrap-up kind of festivals, Gert. I think they are great, or at least what I've seen in Sweden. And yeah, I
Yeah,
hope.
I should get deeper into programming and electronics stuff. But I think I would be also more hyped. But at the
Yeah,
moment, not so much really.
they didn't announce the date for next year yet for 3D Meetup Sweden. That's. I hope they announce it soon, so then we can start planning stuff.
Yeah, I always have to plan everything far ahead because the company I work for, where I'm giving the dental courses,
Yeah,
they always plan 3 up to half a year ahead, and but planning will start. It should start by now already. Maybe
yeah,
end of October, something like that.
yeah. I think they said a few weeks ago they are finishing up some last things for with the venue, and then they will be announcing dates. That's
Oh, so in Sweden.
yes. That's
Okay.
but we was yeah, Polko and I were sort of discussing going by car and basically bringing printers and stuff like that.
So how far is it from?
I'm not sure. I it's drivable, but um,
Quite far.
that's
I guess maybe like 6 or 8 hours, no more, huh?
I think a bit more. It would be around 9.5 hours. That's
Okay.
but yeah, if you drive with two people together, that's doable. That's I've done it before.
Yeah, you can swap driving, huh?
Yeah, and even you don't need to sleep really for in the 9 hours.
Mm. Yeah,
I've
but you have to concentrate. You have to stay concentrated, you know.
yeah, I've driven from Toronto to of no from Montreal to Toronto, and I think that's 800 kilometers or something like that, just in one section with just one coffee break, and that was it a few years ago. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So I think I don't know what Leipzig is going to be. It should be 6 to 7 hours, and I've been driving to Berlin.
yeah.
It was also nice. Like enough time.
Did you see the new printer from Joseph Prussia?
Yeah, I wrote to him, but of course, he will not answer. They just wrote me from this AGD, this company here that this one here, that the booth is going to be so small, the desk is going to be so small. What I'm going to bring with me? And I said, oh
That's
my goodness. I hope that they read the mail where I wrote about the space I need. I said I need about 1 meter by 60.
oh yeah.
Maybe maybe she didn't read it. So I hope that I can have enough space to put my printer and the stuff that I printed. And the smaller the printer would be, the better it would be. So I would urgently need this Prusa Mini.
Yeah, I love the mini idea.
Right away, I would need it.
Yeah, I don't have the money for it to get one
Mm.
now, but I would love to have one, just a spare printer and just to take it to places and things like that. It will be a really nice printer to have it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would buy it from my Christmas money. You know, the company always gives Christmas money,
Oh yeah,
and
we have
I
this. We have the same. Yeah,
would buy
that's.
it.
But yeah, I also still want to buy a MK3, so I need to see which one is going to be first. That's
Okay, yeah,
that
yeah.
my
So,
MK2 is getting old and kind of need to be replaced,
but
or
can't you sell it?
I can, but yeah, I first need to get a new one because that's my main printer basically. So
Mm,
that's and yeah, I'm not really sure I want to sell it because I love that thing. That's
mm, yeah. You know, since I bought or assembled the Prusa
that's
and the 3S, all the other printers are.
yeah. I mostly use my Prusa if I am printing.
Not doing anything.
For very specific things I use my Ultimaker because yeah that thing also just works, but I don't have much filament because it requires 2.85 millimeter filament, so I have less of choice in filament. But that is a really nice machine as well. And if I'm using PVA support, then I use the Ultimaker because I don't have I have just for the Ultimaker PVA supports.
Hmm. And are you using your resin printer?
I have been using it, and I still need to figure out some cleaning stuff because yeah, the cleaning doesn't work. It's really messy, and I get a. I think you saw it on when you was in Wageningen. I get a sort of white, yeah, white substance on clean prints. So I need to figure that out.
Okay, so if you have any questions, just ask me.
Yes.
And you know, I've already covered quite a bit of
Yeah,
material.
I saw your videos about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's not only related to that brand. You can just simply adapt it to other printers too.
Yeah, it was mostly that I didn't have much time recently, and I also didn't do any 3D printing on my during my holiday. So I had a month of holiday, and I didn't print anything in that month. So that's
Yeah, you know, I only use one pair of gloves
yes,
and one or two sheets of these paper towels, and that's it. I don't
yeah,
need any more. And I need a
that's
business card, paper business card that I always reuse, and that's it. You know, it's not messy at all. It was only messy in the very beginning when I didn't really know what I was doing.
yeah. I have the IPA, and I use that to clean it, and yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, having a second or a third or a fourth or a fifth printer really helps, Gert. It's I just looking from here, I can see 5 printers. I think yes.
You have 5 printers now.
No, I have more, but some are in storage because I don't have enough space in my room. It's
Okay. So you have the printers in your living room or in the other room?
yeah, they are in my living room. Yeah, just in the back side of my living room. I have a living room that's 10 meters deep, so I just have them in a corner. A few luck tables, and they work out really nice, and they are on there.
Okay. So next time when I'm around, you have to show me your nerd
Oh,
space.
sure, you are welcome to join here.
And we're gonna have some nice beers in this church again. It was beautiful.
Yes, yeah. No, and I mostly use my Prusa, sometimes use my Ultimaker 3 for very specific prints. I use my Creality CR10 for the bigger prints.
Yeah.
And then I have a really small G-Tech, I think A180, that's it. And that's just for, yeah, taking around. It's a cantilever design and it's a really simple printer and it just
Oh,
works out. It's a really nice machine actually.
also
And
one with the arm.
yes,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, that's, and yeah, that just works really nice. It doesn't have a heat bed, so you can only print PLA, but
Yeah.
that's fine for most things.
Yeah.
And you print on painter's tape, so
Mm.
not a perfect first layer. But
Mhm.
And I also have my very first printer, the Cells Mendel, but that is not in a workable state.
What? Which one?
The Cells Mendel, so that's the really old,
Ah,
design.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that I made that printer in 2010. So it has really old electronics and
Oh my God.
a really old hot end and things like that. So that's something I like to get working again soon. I am actually thinking about doing a few live streams, getting it up to or getting it apart to clean it up because it's really dusty, and then checking up the electronics and things like that. So I might be doing that very soon.
Okay. Yeah, Pokemon also had one in the nerd space, huh?
Yeah, he has one. He has a bit. The model he has is a bit more new, so that's the Prusa version of it, and that's a bit simpler version. So yeah, mine is it is a real repro printer. So designed by Adrian, and yeah,
Rotor,
uh,
Rotor,
his last name was
Rotor, Rotor, Rotor. He's at Earth now.
yes.
So, Rotor. Such a pity because I missed him. You know, we're friends on Twitter, and I was so much looking forward to meet him, and then I couldn't go because I planned to go to Earth initially,
Yeah.
and it didn't work out.
Oh yeah, it was designed by Ed Self, the Mendel, and it was a student of Adrian Bauer.
No, okay.
So and yeah, I think I made it. I think it was 2009 or 2010 when I made that printer. So it didn't print since when I left university, so 2012. So I think it last printed in 2011 or 2012 or something like
Then
that.
you should make a picture of one of the prints that you made. I would like to see the quality. You know what it looks like.
Yeah, well, I don't have any prints from back then, but the quality
Really?
wasn't. It didn't really print that well, and now it's not in a printable state at all. I know there are a few electronic parts are actually broken. I need to get a power supply for it, and a few things. So yeah, it's not really in a workable state at the moment. But yeah, I'm basically the idea I'm having is doing a few live streams and getting it to work again.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I already looked up. Marlin is still supporting the electronics that are on that machine. So it are electronics from nearly 10 years old, but it's still supported. So that's
Wow.
a really great thing as well. That's
Because they know that people that used to build one of these machines, they all kept them, and they say the same thing like you, and then they said, oh, we have to keep on supporting that.
yeah.
That's where the source is from, you know.
And also it just works in there, so there is no real need to remove it from Marlin. I'm not sure if it is still in Marlin too.
No idea.
I'm now looking on what the motherboard is called again. It is really old.
At the moment, I'm printing clickable fabrics. You know, these little clicky things that you can put together, and then you have like a
Oh yeah.
3D printed fabric. Oh, it takes forever because I made it in such a small layer line. 4 hours for, I don't know, 20 pieces or no more. 40 pieces, I guess. Oh. So did you find it?
No, it wasn't a Sangano. I know that, but I can't find it anymore.
Did it already come from China, or was it
No,
Europe-based?
I actually soldered it myself. That's so a lot of SMD small SMD components, and
Okay.
that's Yeah, I can't remember it anymore. It's too long ago. It's not this one.
So what a pity nobody joined in here, huh?
Yeah. I know Mia wasn't feeling well, so that's probably why.
Yeah, but I think she didn't even reply because I said, oh no, when she wrote that she seems to have a flu. Did you ever see this model here? It prints on a card, so you have to print 2 cards, and then you just break out the parts, and then you have like a small car.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah.
I found the hardware that it uses. It is called motherboard 1.2. So it's really.
What motherboard 1.2?
Yes, I posted a link in the YouTube chat.
Okay. Let me see.
So, but basically, it's one board that is the main board, and then there are several separate motor drivers and a few other small PCBs. So it basically are four different PCBs, and you all needed to solder them themselves, or at least the version we got, you needed to do that yourself.
So the motherboard, you think it still works, but the power supply doesn't, or what?
Yeah, I don't have. I need to get a ATX power, so a computer power supply. So the one that I know was broken when we used it, and the motherboard probably still works. That's.
No, ATX power header. No, what is that? Did they write something about the power supply?
Sorry.
Did they write something about the power supply that's needed?
Yeah, I know which it's just a computer power supply.
Oh, okay. Wow, you have to put the motherboard on a cooking plate. What does that do?
It heats up the soldering, so but you can also do it by hand for yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so everything relaxes, kind of, or?
That's.
No,
Hi, Gert.
I
No.
am here.
Hi. I know that sound. Somebody laughing.
I don't see you yet. Your webcam isn't working.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Oh God, why am I so tired? It's only 9 p.m. Not that late.
Yeah.
A night owl, but I don't know what's wrong with me at the moment. I can sleep like a bear.
I need to be waking up really early tomorrow. I would need to be at the office at 6:30. So.
Oh my goodness! So I give you until 10 o'clock, and then I'm going to throw you out.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's why I wanted to start early and didn't want to wait till 10 p.m.
So should I ring the bell virtually?
No, it's fine.
You're watching the clock.
Yes.
Okay.
That should kick it in.
Skype says that it's just there you are.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Yes.
There he is. So,
Yes,
how are you guys?
I'm a little bit sore. I woke up on the kitchen floor.
No.
Yeah. I think I was in the process of starting to make dinner and I just zonked out. And yeah, I woke up on the kitchen floor at about 4:30 or something. And my back was killing me.
You know, I have also this problem when I sit somewhere that I can fall asleep second-wise. You know, and I just wake up again, and I don't know what's going on. But I've never had something like you are just talking about. That is crazy.
Doesn't happen to me like all the time, but kind of goes through phases where sometimes it will happen randomly for 2 weeks, and then it won't affect me for a month, and then it'll just start again.
But you cannot drive a car, can you?
I don't really drive anywhere other than like local shops at the moment anyway, because like my left leg has like involuntary twitching in it, so I try not to drive anyway. So
what you just said in your leg, I think that would be very dangerous, because if you get knocked out driving and you cause an accident driving into somebody that is approaching you, that's not only for you but for the other person.
Yeah.
So I think it's much safer if you don't. How do you get to buy groceries? You know, does someone once in a while, or how do you do that?
Just walking.
No, like I do drive down to the shops, because like it's only like a minute, 2-minute drive, if that. Luckily, the shops are very close, so yeah. I do kind of.
I hope that nothing ever happens.
Kind of know when it's going to affect me and when it's not, in a way. Like if I kind of have one of those days where it happens a lot, I won't go to the shop. But then there's other days where it'll kind of happen once, and like, yeah, I kind of feel when
it's going to happen.
It's going to be one of those days.
Okay, then it's okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like there is still a chance that it could happen, but I don't really have much choice. Other I have to like get it delivered, and like I do have options to get food delivered from there, but unless I spend like $150 or something, I don't get free delivery. And considering I only have like $27 a week.
Make some friends with the guys from the grocery stores that they get a free delivery.
Well, funnily enough, actually, there's a guy who lives next door to me who works for that grocery store, and he does deliveries for them. But I don't know him yet, because he's only like a new neighbor, so I've got to try and
make him a cake or something.
But yeah, I've seen his truck out the back, and I kind of thought about, just introducing myself and going, oh, well, any chance you could maybe bring some groceries home for me if I order them?
So have you watched what's going on at Earth, guys?
I have seen a little bit. I did watch a little bit of Tom's video yesterday, like you guys did. And again, because it was kind of crappy quality, I couldn't watch.
Yeah, I had the same. That was a really bad quality.
But yeah, I've seen a few pictures of what's going on as well, and yeah, it does look pretty fun. Looks like they're all enjoying themselves, which is good.
And it wasn't that busy. It was, yeah.
Yeah, the shots that I saw were mostly pre-show, I think. So,
Yeah, I think the one from Tom yesterday was just when it was starting.
No, guys, you cannot compare Earth to Murph. Because
yeah.
The space that you have between the tables, the alley, between the tables, it is like double, and the tables are very long, and the whole venue is really huge. It's like a sports stadium.
Yeah.
Sports stadium, and whole Murph has about half of the space.
Yeah, I saw a photo from
50, maybe 50 less than that.
From like up above the floor, and like, man, that was massive.
It's really massive. And what I could see from the videos that I've watched, it's even fuller than last year, because last year I just said before, they only had about 75 to 80% booked, and this year almost all the tables seem to be booked out.
Whoa, sorry, reorganize myself a bit here. Still in a little bit of pain. Great start.
How late is it, or how early?
Sorry?
At what time?
At the moment it is 5:16 a.m.
Oh,
So it is officially your birthday now, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, happy birthday.
I'm old.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. I forgot.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear girl. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? How old are you now? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know the rest. Happy birthday.
I'm 41.
Well, that's young.
That's old.
No, look at me. I'm 54. I just turned 54.
Most people still tell me
I'm
that
the grandma here.
most people still say that I look like 25. Probably doesn't help with my long hair and the fact.
I think that's it partly as well, yeah.
I don't think I'll ever change there.
Yeah, you only always feel as young as you are in heart, on the inside.
Yeah.
So when you walk up on your kitchen floor, I think you felt like 80, and
Yeah, my
younger you feel now again, huh?
my back definitely felt like I was about 80 when I woke up. That's for sure. Oh man, that's terrible. Woke up and the oven was still on. Thankfully, I hadn't put anything in it because otherwise it would have been burnt to a crisp. But yeah, I obviously didn't get to eat dinner last night because. But yeah.
The 10 fingers. But Paul was one of
Jim Cherry.
Okay, I've somebody visiting you today, or?
I actually, if anybody might, she SMS'd me days ago or something and asked if I had any ideas to do or something, and I just, no, not really, because I can't really do anything, so I don't know. But yeah, pretty much all my friends live in southern states. They're like, you know, a couple of 3D printing people in Brisbane, but I've only met Kat in person, and she's down in Melbourne, and she's actually meeting up with.
So you're in Brisbane.
Yes, rather unfortunately, one of the hottest places in Australia.
That's good. I know I have never been there, but I can see on the map that it must be enormous size.
Even though we're not like it's only 75% humidity and over 30 degrees Celsius, so it's terrible. I just sweat frequently.
Yeah. Okay. I cannot understand Gareth when he's talking, because I only knew typing.
Oh, sorry. I needed to do some work stuff. A minute.
You can place the microphone further away or give him more power, because when he's speaking, I can almost not hear he's saying.
I lowered my sound now a bit, so it should be better, I think.
Yeah.
You still hear me correctly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's only the typing. I don't know if it's the position of the keyboard, because if you don't type, I can hear him clearly.
Yeah.
So is it very, what?
I'm using a lavalier microphone, so it's probably pretty close by for to my keyboard.
Okay. I already wondered because I couldn't see the microphone.
Yeah.
So, Gareth, you said it's very hot already in Brisbane?
Yeah, we've had days over 30 degrees, like even before spring was over. Like in winter, we had a couple of days of 34 degrees, and like second day of spring it was 32, and the day after that it was 34, and it's been around 29 ever since.
Wow. So you're sitting upstairs now. Do you have a other floor downstairs, or?
Downstairs.
Okay, because when it gets really hot, I guess you cannot even sit upstairs because it's far too hot, is it?
Doesn't really matter where I go, upstairs, downstairs, it's just hot. You can't get away from it here. It's very hot.
In the summertime, upstairs in my nerd room, it was far too hot. I couldn't sleep for about 2 months or so.
I tend to live downstairs most of the time because of my leg. Anyway, anytime I go upstairs is when I need to go to the bathroom and shower. I even sleep on the couch these days because it's just too much effort to go upstairs with my leg the way it is.
So is it your own place, or is it rented?
Rented.
are flats or houses expensive?
Yeah, they do tend to be. Like when I was with my ex, we were going to be buying my grandmother's old place, and then when we decided to leave, we had to sell it. So that was the end of that back for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping to have modeled under the shelf this morning, but
So,
didn't quite get there.
okay, that worked and stuff is fixed. Sorry.
Could you please maybe give us a demonstration of the weather station, or is it not possible? Would it work?
Yes, I can. Well, basically there isn't much to see. I can take off the. So basically all electronics is in there.
Yeah.
And let me see. So you see the battery at the bottom, and in the middle where the red USB connector is, that is the microcontroller, and at the side is a charging controller. So basically that's it. And then here at the top you have the solar panel, but that doesn't do anything here inside. But yeah, up to now the battery is working really well. I think it's just a few percent down since yesterday or since Friday. So yeah, it will probably be useful without any charging for a few days. So that is really nice.
So you mean the solar panel works?
Sorry?
The solar panel seems to work.
I wasn't able to test it because it was really rainy today and yesterday. So I'm not sure yet. But yeah, it has now been on battery power for 2 days without any charging, and it didn't go down that much. If you it was with 4.1 volts when I first started using it, and it's now at 4.0 volts. So that is really nice. So it I think it can probably do like 5 days without charging, by the looks of it. So I will just keep it like this and without charging and see when it dies, and then just charge it again.
Okay.
It'd be cool to see if putting a solar panel on my cuckoo clock would help extend the life of that. I mean, it doesn't have a whole lot of power usage anyway, but
yeah, it probably will.
Extend the battery life of that.
This one now goes to or sends data, I think, every minute or every 30 seconds, and then just goes to sleep for a bit. So if you say you want to sleep every minute and then update something, that will work fine for a lot of things.
Mine doesn't go to sleep as such, but like when you first turn it on, it connects to the Wi-Fi to get the time from like global server, and then it basically just shuts the Wi-Fi off to save power.
Yeah. So this
wait.
connects every 30 seconds to Wi-Fi or something like that. So that probably will require a bit of power. But yeah, it has now been for 2 days on battery power, so we will see how that works out. And
okay.
Yeah, I reckon that one might actually benefit from an ESP32 because that's got a special deep sleep mode.
Yeah,
Basically.
it's using the deep sleep mode. So
Okay, so it might be a similar thing.
Yeah. So it is an BMOS D1 Mini Pro, I think it's called. I'm not sure if I can see it. Yeah, it's on the other. I think it's a D1 Mini Pro, so it has a built-in Wi-Fi connector, and it's using an external antenna, so it has a pretty good range as well.
Mm.
That's and the only reason I have that red cable right now is because I needed to change the software on it, and I didn't want to take out it every time, so I just used the cable and left it in there. That's it. And sometimes I'm not sure how accurate the temperature reading is, because except for since I joined the stream, the temperature went up according to it nearly 1 degree Celsius, but according to my thermostat, it went actually down. So yeah, it might be the lights that it's in right now, but
I
I'm not
guess so.
sure.
I
Yeah.
guess you sitting next to it and the lamps, they're heating up the thing, the sensor. And yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it also depends if I remove the cover, then it also warms up a bit. And so, yeah, I need to play around a bit with it more. And also, I want to also add the external temperature probe. I want to add as well. I didn't do that yet. I did start it, but I was tired. And
was it coming with the kit?
yes, it was. At least it was with mine. So
Oh, okay.
that's.
And
But
can you
there is
also?
no code for it included, so you need to write some code for it to have it working.
Okay.
That's
Could you show us the software also? Is it possible on screen or?
let me see if I only can show it on the main screen, so you guys aren't visible then anymore. Give me a minute.
What language is it programmed in?
C.
Ah, cool.
Okay, so the software is here.
Oh,
So
yeah.
basically, it is just it's just basically the software that was on the instructables page. So what I changed was this string here. It was first saying blink, and I changed it to ThinkSpeak because I switched over for ThinkSpeak because blink wasn't working that nicely. Then you have here your authentication key, so you don't want to really show that on stream. So I probably should change that now. You set your network here, and that's it. Basically, what you need to change. Everything else is basically just working mostly fine. And the only problem I had when I was on stream that it wasn't going to sleep or that it wasn't coming out of sleep mode, but that was because there is a second file that's pth sleep, and it was here, so there was 5,000 instead of 1,000. So it was putting the sleep time times 5,000 instead of times 1,000. So it was doing it 5 times much more, as you said. So I think it's set to 30 seconds. So it was 2.5 minutes instead of that. So that's basically everything I changed. And yeah, the code isn't that hard. You basically get this directly from the instructables page. And I changed just a few things.
Still need your help when I'm going to start doing this.
Oh yeah, sure. Just ask, and that's no problem at all.
Okay.
I didn't have any kind of guide code for when I did my clock. I basically had to construct the entire thing myself from pieces from all over the place, and had to pretty much teach myself everything I needed to know about the ESP32 because it's still kind of new in the world of like mini devices, and there's not a whole lot of 100% documentation around for it. And
Yeah,
it's even
it
still
is all pretty new, and yeah.
So yeah, that was lots of fun. And like I tried to look at doing the deep sleep stuff for it. And I watched this video of this dude showing like the power benefits of using deep sleep and like how much power it uses connecting to Wi-Fi and when it goes to sleep and all that. But it was so complex that it just ended up not being worth it. It was easier to just shut the Wi-Fi off, and then like if you need to adjust for daylight saving time, just reset the device.
Yeah, I think this one just had the deep sleep built in, and that's why it was that easy to work. But otherwise, I probably would not have bothered with the deep sleep thing. And I think, especially in this case, because it does the Wi-Fi every time, it helps with the deep sleep. But I don't think it actually is needed with the clock really, because that doesn't use battery.
Yeah, well, that's what I figured. Like, I figured that they're going to have to basically take the clock off the wall and manually adjust the quartz movement for the daylight saving time anyway, so it's no biggie for them to just press the reset button while they're there.
Yeah. This one needs Wi-Fi to send the data, so yeah, you won't be able to use it without having any Wi-Fi connection. So that isn't. Yes.
So the temperature interface, is it an app on the phone or is it on the computer?
It is both. So there is just a website on the computer, and there you can see basically all graphs. Let me post it in chat again.
So show.
And
I saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
The day when you.
And if you open it on your phone, the website, then you can just see it as well. That it shows there. So
it looks different to the one that you have now. This is why I'm asking.
Yeah, it was a different one as the first one when I was using in the stream. So it's now nearly 23 degrees here, but I'm not sure if I really believe that.
Could we see it? You see it?
Yeah, I posted the link in the YouTube chat.
Okay, moment.
And the battery is just over 4 volts, and it was 4.1 volts yesterday around this time. So it went down a tiny bit. So
What kind of battery do you use?
it's an 1A, or what is it called?
Like a AA or something?
It would be cool.
It's a 18650 type battery.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, really standard battery, a bit bigger as AA.
It would be really cool if you could buy a cheap LED TFT with about like 8 or 10 inch.
Yes.
We can display this on,
Yeah, that would be nice.
LED
I was actually looking and getting hardware for it for a few more, and then put it all around the house, and then just having one screen where all of the temperatures and things like that are displayed. But
yeah.
I need to find some money first. But
I have one. It's lying around here.
Yeah.
I think I will use it for my own then.
Yeah.
It's lying there already for 1.5 years.
Yeah. And the really small soldering I did at the very beginning of the stream might actually not really be needed if you want to just put it inside and have it near your Wi-Fi access point. Then it probably will just work. So you might just try it without soldering that really small part first. That,
So that makes the Wi-Fi stronger, or what?
yeah, so this external antenna that's here makes the Wi-Fi stronger, but you need to solder that really small part that I use the microscope for.
That was
But-
this little thing there. Okay.
Yeah, but there's also a antenna on the PCB itself. So if you are near your Wi-Fi router, then it might just work with that. So you don't need to solder that. So you just can try that, and if it works, then I would just
Yeah.
skip soldering that.
I guess I need a antenna.
I was surprised at how well the ESP32 Wi-Fi worked, like in both the maker space, like or nerd space, and Mia's place.
Yeah,
No need for an external antenna or anything.
yeah.
was
I'm really surprised at that. That's especially because the antenna on the ESP is really small on the PCB. So in general, you don't get a great quality on that.
Yeah, I was always really surprised at, like, when Mia was testing it and she just had no problems connecting or anything. I was amazed. They're awesome little devices. One of these days I might get one for myself.
Yeah, and they are pretty cheap now. That's crazy.
Yeah, like I think I saw them on AliExpress for like $4 or $3.
Yeah, something like that. That's the one in here is the more is the bigger version of it, and that's from China. That's €5. Yes, €5.45. So that's crazy. And then you get the external antenna included as well. So that's
Yeah, that's pretty good.
and that's basically a bit. Yeah, that's the pro version of the one that was used in the clock, I think. But that was the one in the clock was the VMOS D1 Mini, I think. The release.
I think she got a was it ESP32S? Wasn't a Wii, I think it was. I can't remember now. Have a look. Did have it written down somewhere. Yeah, there's so many different versions of the ESP30.
Yeah, the ESP 8266 is the actual microcontroller, and then there are all kinds of boards made around it.
Yeah, the 8266 is a kind of precursor to the 32, and they're not actually compatible, like completely. Like some of the code is, but some of it isn't.
Yeah.
So how many of those mysteries happen with with projects like this, with electronics and stuff?
I have no idea.
Have you just started buying these, or?
This was I've now received 3 of them. I think. Yes, 3. So in the first one, I had the small weather station, then this big weather station, and then now the water fountain. So that is something I want to make as well soon.
Okay.
They're the ones from Skolder, right?
Yes. Okay. I'm back in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, those are extremely much for until they reach my doorstep. I have to pay a lot of money, so this is why I'm not subscribing to those mystery boxes, because the shipping is very expensive.
Yeah, they would be for me too, but most of them are all filament stuff anyway, so totally useless to me, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is why I was asking if they contain these electronic stuff every time, then I would rethink it. But if it's only filament in there, I have so much filament. I don't need any more, and I also have so many probes, little samples. I don't need more.
Yeah, to be honest, I buy mostly the boxes because of the projects, especially the bigger ones like this. I just love them. That's
Yeah, I've seen a few of them have had projects in them. I know Pocon's shown one or two before that had little electronics projects together. They look.
I think most of them are electronic related.
Yeah, but in the beginning, the one that when I followed Mia, the reviews that Mia did on hers, there was no electronics at all. Maybe he's stacking up now, because people say that it's not enough for them. So if he starts producing electronic kits now, with every month that he sends them out, then I think it will be more worth buying.
Yeah. Well, I think the weather station was a really big project, and now it's a really small project. Let me see, because I have the box from September here.
If you use the filament in there for your project, then it's also okay. But I have the samples now later on. It doesn't make sense.
So in September, it's a 3D mystery box weather fountain. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was trying to sort of get subscriber numbers up to be able to start doing more projects, because I know early on it's difficult because it was kind of expensive to put projects in every box.
The
more substance, then the more stuff you can start doing like that.
I think that's was one of the problems he had, and also he made a small mistake with the August book, so parts are missing partly, and that didn't help either.
This was a small little part I got extra. What does it cost, Paul, until you have it?
I think I pay £42, so that's like 48 euros or something like that.
Okay, similar to what I have to pay, and that is very much money.
Yeah, and the shipping is around £12 or something like that. So that it is expensive. So I'm not sure. Depending on what the projects are, I might cancel it at some point. I also love just supporting people, like doing things like this, and I do have the money for it, so I don't really need to just stop it. That's...
You could also make one subscription where he doesn't. Let me say how we should do this. Where he doesn't send us a box, he just gives us the project. I don't know how to say.
Yeah.
Because we already have filament, yeah.
Yeah.
We could source out our, the source. We could get it from China or from a local shop that isn't so expensive. So it will maybe cost us less than we have.
Yeah. I don't really mind.
Maybe he could work out some kind of affiliate link deal or something where
he actually has that now. So there is an affiliate link, and you can, I think it's somewhere in the website where you can get his affiliate link. I'm not sure what you get exactly for it in return.
So we just pay him for the instructions, for the cookbook, let's say. How to print the parts and what amount of filament, and maybe, I don't know, settings he doesn't really have to give us, but how many parameters, and what kind of filament and what we have to take care of,
Yeah.
and which components he
Yeah.
recommends. We can buy the components by ourselves, the filament we already have, and then we follow his instruction and we pay for his knowledge, for the cookbook, for the recipe.
Well, to be honest, I don't mind paying for just a box with just the project. That will work as well. So
Yeah.
because then I actually start doing it, because when I just see the instructions, I probably won't order it and then make the parts. So if I just get a box every month with a nice project and then don't have the filaments, that would actually be nice as well.
Or that would be another variety where we just get the hardware.
That's
Probably cheap.
Also great.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what his costs are, if the filament is expensive, or if the project. For example, I can see why the weather station will be an expensive project, because there are just the components are expensive that are in there for what you pay for it.
I'd imagine the filament would probably be the heaviest component of most of the boxes.
For most of it, yeah.
If you stopped shipping filament, you might be able to save on shipping the components themselves.
That would make everything much cheaper. Then we, the ones living abroad, we would say, okay, it doesn't cost us like, what it costs. For me, it's also expensive, but almost doubles the price. And everything would be a little bit cheaper. And you would have more subscribers, I guess. I don't need filament.
Maybe someone should suggest to him to sort of have an option.
Yeah.
So, no filament version. That could be cool. I'd definitely like to do more projects like my clock and stuff. I mean, obviously it's not going to happen for a while, because shipping anything to me costs more than my weekly budget. But once I'm back working again, I'm definitely going to be doing more stuff like that, because it's a lot of ideas I've got that use that kind of stuff, but I just can't afford it.
Could you have printed the clock with a resin printer, volume wise?
I couldn't have done it in one piece on my large one, because it's not deep enough. If I had like one of the larger vats, I could have maybe just done it. I think they've got like a kind of medium vat now that I think is about 360 deep, and that one would handle it, because I think it was only actually I probably could have done it on an even smaller one. It was only like, it was printed on a Prusa Mark III, so it had to be like 20 by 20 or something. So yeah, it had just fit width-wise in my vat.
I'm just asking because you also have red resin. That would have been quite cool.
Yeah, I could do it in like 2 pieces in my big vat, but yeah, it probably wouldn't work out so well. But then there's like white in the front to the center of the bulb.
Do you have the iPad to clean your parts when they come out after printing?
I have a tiny little bit left. I need to probably look at getting some more, because it's taken me a while, but I'm almost through the 5-liter bottle I bought.
Okay. Does the company kind of supply you with some more? Are they helping you out a little bit?
Well, luckily the IPA itself was only like $23 for a 5-liter bottle.
Mm.
I got it from a lighting store, which is just a few kilometers up the road.
Mm.
I was really surprised at how cheap it was. I expected it to be quite a lot more, but yeah, that's still 80-90% of my weekly budget at the moment. But occasionally I get little bonuses, like when Gumroad will pay me or something, so I can probably manage to get another bottle at some point. But even just, I find washing my parts in just warm soapy, like dishwashing liquid in it, that works.
I tried
It
it.
works. No, resin.
What?
It works fine with my resin. I like warm soapy water, and I just use like green dishwashing liquid.
Yeah. Mine it doesn't.
Mine's been cleaning it fine. So yeah, if you want to try that with some resin, see if you can get some fun to do resin. That seems to clean up fine.
Okay. On mine, I tried it, doesn't work. I tried really like a degreaser soap thing stuff that really take off, but it doesn't work at all. And it's
Some of
these, not normally should dilute it, and I tried it and it doesn't stop at all.
I think some of those resins for the bottom up printers seem to be quite different. I know the ones that are cured by LCD, most people seem to say that they not only stink, but they're really quite brittle as well. Whereas the stuff that I use is, depending on the models I print, can actually be quite flexible and doesn't smell. Like if I just use IPA and then rinse it in water, I do find that there's like a little bit of a greasy feel to them. But I've found washing it in warm soapy water, even without using IPA, it's perfect. They come out feeling like not tacky, not greasy, just
okay.
Which really surprised me because, like, low on IPA. I happened to be doing one of my bigger that mech bug head that I did that was about that tall, and there was no way I had enough IPA to like rinse it in because the container I've got, it's kind of shaped like that, so not only would the model not fit in there, but there was no IPA to fill it up anyway. So I just thought, oh, we'll just try it in warm soapy water, and it's amazing. It was like I didn't even need the IPA.
Okay.
So I think I need to get to some sleep very soon. So I think it's time to end the stream for today.
Okay.
Cool.
It was great hanging out again with you guys. And yeah, hopefully a bit more people next time again.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But,
sorry for my late start.
no problem. And have a great birthday the rest of the day, Gerrit.
Okay. Big hugs to you guys.
Hopefully I'll have a new model out later today. I've just got to pose it and
that will be really nice.
Okay.
Okay, thanks all for watching, and Yeah. Hopefully see
Okay.
you next time.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Have a good rest. Bye bye.
Bye.